Okay, perfect. So yeah, we want to talk to you guys a little bit about social media and getting in front of the camera, kind of how to overcome any fears that you're having and like steps that you can really be taking, because I know that it's really scary for a lot of people to kind of put yourself out there, talk on camera, have these fears of judgment, whatever it is going on. Like I know for me, the first time I went live, I was literally shaking. Like I was avoiding it, and it takes so much courage. It takes like literally just 5 seconds of courage to hit the live button, but like you work yourself up for literally hours and all day. Like somebody says go live and you're like, you want to crawl into a hole. And I know that feeling, and like I think that we've all been there, Ash especially. And so I'm really happy she wanted to collab on this because she does amazing in front of the camera. Like she's doing lives, IGTVs, baking with Ashley, like all sorts of stuff. I'm like, okay, girl, like, and even me, like I've come a long way with team calls and lives and stuff. And so I just wanted us to share our tips and tricks on how you can really get there. So the first thing I just want to touch on is social media before she kind of goes into that. Because some of you might be new on here, some of you might not be. But just regarding social media, like use it, you guys. It is your best friend. I don't care if it's Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. You should be utilizing it because it's a free tool for us to market. And if you're already using the products, why not be showing yourself using them? Like if you're already applying these products, doing your skincare routine, it doesn't take much extra to literally just hit the record button, prop your phone up. I literally like put mine on top of like my speaker. I have like this crazy setup so I can record myself, but literally just hit the record button and do what you normally would do. And that doesn't require any talking yet. You're literally just showing something that you're already doing. And I think a lot of people just kind of come in and they're like, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to do. And it's just really like something that we overthink. But literally, like when we tell girls on potential calls, we're like, yeah, you just share your journey, show yourself using it. And then you come into business and you're like, what do I do? And it's like, you have the products, put them on your hair and just show your hair, like literally as much as you can. And then also on the topic of like, I don't know what to post, guys, there's so many posting guides and content calendars and things like that. Like literally, the one in the New Babes Bible has a month laid out of posting. And I think that's a great way of kind of weaning yourself, well, not weaning, but like getting into like posting on social media and like how to build curiosity and all that stuff. And if you follow that, then after a month, and especially following other girls in Monat, like Gabby, myself, Sam, all those types of people, you kind of start to get your groove with posting, and you start to realize like what works for your followers. Like for me, I've learned that polls about the business or products like don't really work for me now, but some girls get like 30 plus votes, and I'm like, shoot, okay, like that's what works for you. For me, like I just have to do like more videos and like tutorials and stuff like that. And like a lot of like DMing. Girls just don't really like vote on my polls. I get a lot of votes if it's non-business related or non-product related, but when it comes to that, it just, in the beginning I did, but it just starts to wear off. So you kind of have to just be willing to try different things. And that's where those content calendars come in, and just following other people in the business. Show your face and your hair as much as possible. I don't think that we can ever say this enough. Like literally at least in your first 3 months, like don't even post a bottle. Like you don't even, like your hair and your journey and other people's, hair stories and journeys speak so much louder than a bottle of shampoo, right? Because it's the story behind it that is what captures people and what sells. And like, it's the results that they want to see. People can go to a store and look at bottles all over the shelf, but what are they going to be gravitated towards? They're going to go buy something that they know somebody's used and they've seen their results. It's the same thing on your social media. you're really selling a solution and you're telling a story. So Ashley's really great about that with talking, sharing about her curls. Like literally you can talk about that till you're blue in the face. Like, and if there's new people coming in on your Instagram every day, which there should be because you're following new people, right? Like you can never tell your hair story enough and share your before and afters and like, treat it like you're new in the business all the time. And so let people see your face and your hair and also hear your voice. Like that really just builds trust. If they're just seeing bottle after bottle, flat lay, text, they're just going to skip. They're not even going to want to come to your stories anymore. I do flat lays and stuff sometimes now, just to kind of mix things up, or I'll talk on my story and like paste the photo of the bottle like while I'm talking. So they have a visual or like of the bottle while they see me using it or something. But really in the beginning too, like I don't even think Julianne posts bottles and she's like, shoot, like a year in the business. So really just have that trust factor and just think like on social media, like what would I like to see people post? Like what would be a turnoff to me? Like when I see a lot of like Arbonne or It Works, and it's just like you can tell that they just pulled it off of Pinterest and it's just not personalized and it doesn't tell a story at all. So yeah, utilize your social media. Get out of your own head. I think, Ash will touch on that too, but just, with social media in general, just share, and get out of your own head. Half the time people aren't even really paying attention. If you're reposting stuff, it takes 7 exposures, right? So just get out of your own head and get on social media, share as much as you can. Let go of what other people might think of you, right? They don't sign your checks. They don't get you to your ranks. And just most of all, be you, make mistakes, but take action. Okay. And, even if it's messy action, like literally I remember I was right when I started Monet, I was literally at my CNA shift. I was on a 12-hour shift as a CNA, and I had to be like a sitter for the day where you like sit in the room with someone who's like on suicide watch or something like that. But they were like asleep, and I was like, I made a post. I threw up a post really quick, and it was like a picture from Google of a lady with really frizzy hair, and she had like this disgusting frizzy hair, and I was like, is your hair frizzy, with a poll? And Gabby was like, girl, no, like this will not do. So I mean, but at least I was trying, right? At least I was getting it out there and learning, because if I would have never tried, I would have never received that feedback or learned at all what I should be posting or not. And then yeah, so Ash will kind of go into ways that you can start building your confidence up in front of the camera. So things that you can kind of be doing up to, like leading up to a live, leading up to an IGTV. So yeah, I'll let Ash kind of take it away.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Is everything good? Okay. Yeah. I loved what you said, Ash. I think a lot of people just getting in front of the camera, it's all in your head, you guys. It's really not that serious. Like Ashley said, I put myself in front of the camera talking. Like, I think most of my stories are mostly videos of just me talking about products, about my life, about what's going on. I try as hard as I can. Like, some days when I'm really busy, and it usually is just a lot of like pictures of me, but it's usually selfies like of me. So I think in the beginning, something that's really important is posting, like as Ashley said, is like many selfies and boomerangs, or like just silent videos that have like music in the background in the beginning. Like, and just never stop doing that. Like, I still do that. I'll like post like myself getting ready for the day on my story and put like music behind it. And just be like, oh yeah, I'm ready for the day. And they see like me using the product. I didn't say like, oh, I use these products. Sometimes it's just like, this is what I did today. This was my morning. But regarding like the selfies part, I think a big thing about that, just starting with that in the beginning, is that acknowledging that you're the person, like you are the one that's selling the products. A picture of a bottle, no one's gonna care. They're gonna be like, oh cool, it's another thing. But if you like post a picture of you saying like, I don't know, I'm trying to think something I've done. I've been like, oh, like I used our mousse today and it's like just made my curl so much better or something. Like it can be something really short and sweet in text along with that selfie that also incorporates your business. It doesn't have to be like a whole paragraph or something crazy. Like it literally can be the most simplest thing you can think of. Or I know like um like Taryn has her kids and so she'll take pictures of her kids and she'll be like just sharing as much as you as possible because it is you that sells. And boomerangs, I don't think for the love of God I could ever get the perfect boomerang. I've tried so hard. But some girls are really good at it. And sometimes they post it on their feed or on their story of them just like with their hair and their shine. Um, or them just like I've seen some girls who have curly hair who like they like go like this and they're like boing or something and it's perfect. And I'm like, wow, but I try to do it and it does not work. But if you can do that, do it. Like I'm all for it. I will completely support you. um, but yeah, so if you're all for that, go for it. I do like funny boomerangs. Usually it's like I'm doing something stupid, but that which is also relatable.
Also slow-mos too. Like that's a way to start kind of getting your hair and stuff on Instagram without you having to talk or anything yet. But yeah, I was like the queen of boomerangs when I first started. And like girls would be like, oh my God, like your hair looks so shiny and healthy. Like literally just boast about your hair as much as you can.
Yeah. Okay. And then, like I said, I mentioned a time lapse video that you can post on your story with music behind it of you doing like your hair or skincare routine, which is really good. I've done it as an IGTV and as a story. My IGTV needs some work, but that's later down the road. I'll touch on that. But if you're gonna do it as a story, like just use your little music button and put music along with it. That way people don't feel weird just like watching you and it's silent. Like I see a lot of stories like that sometimes and I'm like, this is weird. Like I'm just watching you in your bathroom or just like watching you cook and it's completely quiet. But if you're not, yeah. So I would put music to it. It can be like maybe one of your favorite songs. I usually am like singing while I do my hair. And so I usually try to post the song that I'm like dancing and singing to while I'm getting ready. But it can be any song you want it to be. And then I think like the third step into going in, this is like when you're really like, so your confidence is pretty good. You've been doing some boomerangs, you've been doing some time lapses. Now is the time to talk about like your favorite product that you use. It can be hair or skin. I usually just talk about my hair mostly because that's what I like. Not that I don't love the skin products because I do, but my hair is like I've gained so much more confidence in my hair as my journey has gone on. So, and you can have like your notes in front of you. Like I've had so many times, I kid you not, this setup in the bathroom. My laptop is like in the sink, like propped up. My phone is like on this little like shelf that I have below my mirror. And then I'm like showing the product that I'm using. And then I have like the key literally the info sheet for the product. And I'll literally just talk about like the key ingredients in it that help with my struggle. So like whether that's like if you struggle with growth and our shampoo has Capixyl in it, like that's going to help boost your hair growth. Or our oil or whatever product has really made a difference for you, you want to touch on. I always try to touch on the 5 key ingredients. It makes for a long story, but it also shows people that like you're educated in what you're doing. You're not just trying to sell them this product. So that I think that's just like a huge thing. I need to do more of that. I want to do more of that. Because because I know I see some girls who like post about the product that they use, and then they post, like I've seen girls post literally the info sheet from like my Mona, like our back office, onto their story. And I'm like, but why don't you talk about it and like how it helps you and like what it does, rather than, because people aren't going to want to read all that. That's a lot of information. And then the fourth step is really big, because this will be like your first live. I highly recommend everyone going live if you can, like in the first week of your business, and have your upline do it with you so like you feel comfortable and they can help you, kind of guide you through that. If it's not in your first week, okay, but like you should try to get with your upline to a time where you can work up to that first live, because I think lives, they are really important. And this is like the second going into lives, just like they're a great way to connect with your followers. I mean, I literally do the stupidest things on my live. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, I shaved my boyfriend's back. Like everyone was laughing. Like I got so many DMs from people that were like, why do you want to do that? And I'm like, it's quarantine, y'all. Like I'm bored. Like I just, and you know, Sam wasn't very happy about it, but he did it. So, you know, like I do the dumbest things, like Ashley mentioned, like baking with Ashley on my story. The quarantine has been an interesting time for my lives. But they can also be business related, like I said. So with your upline, like Ashley and I just did a live last week, and like she shared her story with Monee, and then I kind of added mine in, and like it shows that like this business really is for everyone. Like Ashley and I came from similar but different backgrounds, and we have different stories and why we're doing this business. And so it's showing your followers like, oh wow, like this, and it also shows community, like, oh, like this isn't just like you're by yourself and you have to do this thing, like you have to sell these products. You're with a community of people who are helping you to build you up. And it also shows like, okay, like I may not be the same, like I'm not super similar to this person, but that doesn't mean that I can't do this. Yeah. And like just other people's stories, it's super good. And it just lets them get to know you too. So like I think, yeah, like my live of shaving Sam's back, like I got so many DMs that were like, oh my gosh, your boyfriend let you do that, or why did you want to do that? And then it sparked conversations from there, and I'm building those relationships. And it's just so funny, as something as stupid as that. But it's, you know, gonna help. Oh, let me look at lives. Can't be, yeah, they're genuine. They're just like, honestly, like spur of the moment. Sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna go live. I'm bored. I'm just gonna go live, see what the people are up to. Sometimes I have literally nothing to talk about, but it happens. Let me look at my notes so I don't get too off track. Yeah, and also like even with, maybe you don't go live with your upline, but maybe you go live with like another one of your coworkers, like your sideline, kind of, I guess is what you would call them. Like I've talked about going live with Taryn and with Allie, like, you know, and we're getting there. We haven't quite gotten there yet, but we're gonna go live together one of these days when things stop being so crazy. And once again, just shows your community, and you guys can talk about your whys. You can talk about your different, like your favorite products. You guys could do like a wine night, or, you know, just something like Ashley said, like they're genuine. Like you're just showing like, oh yeah, these are my friends, like, and I get to work with them. So like, how great is that? And you know, like if you are going live on your own, like I think just even talking about what you talk about, like in your stories, like your favorite products, your why, just the opportunity of the business, like it can all it can all be just incorporated into a live. Like yes, you've posted it on your story, but you can't ever talk about this opportunity or business enough, because for you, like to be successful, like you have to be passionate about what you're doing. So like if you don't feel comfortable always talking about it, which I know I was that way in the beginning, I was like, oh, I don't feel comfortable like talking in front of the camera about these products that I'm using or this business that I'm doing. But then one day I was like, why? Like I will go and post about a Starbucks drink or this movie I just saw. And that's making other people money. It's not making me money. Or like when you post about like the clothes that you got from such and such place. Like, yes, that's great because people, you know, people are like, oh yeah, and it can spark conversation, but like you're not getting money from that. So why not post something that you have an opportunity to make money from? And it's literally, you're just sharing your favorite products or like your favorite things to use. Um, so yeah, like you can show just, you know, like what, like everything is just so different. So like for products, like even if you don't use them, like I've talked about before, like the intense repair treatments spray. I'm actually about to do a live with my mom because she's been using it and her results have been really good. But like I don't use that. I have, you know, my hair isn't thinning. I have really thick hair. But like I want to show people that it still works and that we have products that are for other people's hair, that it's not just ours. I think Taryn did a story today and I love it. It showed all different kinds of hair and how our products can tailor to that. Because I think a big misconception about our products is like, oh, because a lot of customers or potential customers will be like, oh, well, that just works for you. That won't work for my hair. My hair just sucks. And it's like, no, that's not it. So that's, those can be, yeah. So those can be incorporated in lives and stories. Going into IGTV, I have really, I was super nervous to record my first IGTV, and looking back on it, like I was a mess. I was like shaking. I was fumbling over my words. I was going over my time limit. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But now, like, I honestly look forward to the days when I film my IGTVs. I film about one a week. I have like different series that I've done. I have like get to know Ashley, and I talked about school. I've talked about Monet. I've talked about my hair routine, skin routine. Um, my boyfriend Sam did one with me, and we like did like a kind of like a Q&A. And we talked about like our relationship or different things like that. Like just like lives, IGTVs need to be genuine as well. Like they are more planned. I will say that, like I take more time in planning them, but like the end goal is for me to also just connect with people. My goal for my IGTVs is that if I can connect with just one person, like that's my goal for me. I'm not trying, like, yes, it'd be great if like 500 people saw my IGTV and were like, oh my God, you know, and they DM'd me about whatever. But it's not, we need to be creating like genuine relationships with our followers. You know, because if you're just on there with your IGTVs and it's all about your business and all about the products, people are going to be like, oh, this girl just wants to sell me something. They're not going to think that you actually, even though that's not how you feel, like you do want to help them. You know, like I genuinely want to help people with their hair, with their skin, with just like, you know, having like with this opportunity. So, you know, like some ideas for some IGTVs, like I mentioned, are like hair routine, skin routine, the opportunity of the business, talking about, you know, what it has done for you, your why. That's a big one. You can never talk about that enough. I actually, sometimes, you know, I've had girls like potentials ask me like, why do you do this? Like, why is this for you? And I'll be like, oh, and I'll send them, I'll be like, watch this video and then let's chat and then we'll talk about it. So, you know, it's also just another tool, like just like Ashley has her opportunity video that we send to people. Like if people were to ask you like, why do you do what you do? Or what do you do? Like maybe I think like the next IGTV for me is going to be another one probably on like my why and like opportunity. But because like I've said a million times in this call, like you can never talk about this business enough because it really should be a part of your life and like what you want. So, and then another idea is like objections to the business, like a lot of like the objections you get when you're trying to recruit. I think Julianne has like a really good one that I really loved. but yes, there's just, I mean, there's endless opportunity with this. And the biggest thing that I think like IGTVs and lives and talking on your stories does for you is it gives like not just like a face to like what Monet can be, but also like it enables trust in people. Like they're like, oh wow, she is really passionate. She's not just trying to get a check. Like, of course, we're trying to make money. Who's not? But like, it's letting people know, like, I'm doing this not just for the check. Like, I do want to connect with you. Like, I personally, I love connecting with people, even though I'm very introverted. Um, I love connecting with new people and getting to talk to them, and I love being able to share this awesome opportunity in the products. Um, and so I think this is just another way to do that. So I think just putting yourself in the front of the camera is so important because it's you that sells and makes, it will help flourish your business.
Love that.
So I don't know if you guys have any questions, but
I can kind
that's
of,
all
I
I
was
have.
going to talk about a little more too. So yeah, I love that. If, you guys have to be willing to kind of start small, and we just kind of wanted to give you some ideas as to what that looks like. So, following the posting guide, start with just pictures, boomerangs, then go into, maybe videos where you're applying products with some music. You're not talking yet, but you're like kind of warming up, and then start talking on camera, whether that's about your life, something funny that happened during the day, but you're starting to talk on camera, and then from there doing lives and IGTVs. And today I was actually listening to the Your Virtual Upline podcast, and he talks about like how utilizing lives is so important. And yes, Leslie, he's so amazing. Bob Heilig is like how you say his last. I thought it was Healing for like the longest time, but yeah, so he was talking about it's a way, doing lives and IGTVs and stories and staying consistent with that is a way of watering your seeds. Okay, so we always talk about how you should be planting your seeds, and I think a lot of people plant their seed and then they just don't water it. And then they go back to check in with the person and nothing's been watered or like you're not going to harvest anything because you haven't been working with that person or engaging with them or showing up consistently on social media. There's other ways to remind people of this opportunity and share it with them without actually being in their DMs, and that's through your lives and your stories and your IGTVs, because they're watching, and you never know what day when they're gonna have a really shitty day, they're gonna realize they hate their job, or they want a better financial situation, they want to get out of a toxic relationship, maybe they're fully financially relying on somebody else. Like, you never know when it's going to click for somebody and when they're going to see your video on that day and they're going to be like, wow, this message is amazing, and you know what, this person is really serious about this. And that's when they're going to DM you. Like, nobody just DM'd me the first time I ever posted about the business, right? It was me staying consistent and like showing all the different things that it was doing for me, but also just sharing my message, share what I learned along the way. Everybody's just trying to navigate life, right? And we're all looking for just human connection. And, I think just realizing like, how can you add value to people's lives, especially right now? Like, that's what's going to draw people in. And on your lives, on your stories, just aim to love and serve people. And that's like, the main thing I've learned from like the Your Virtual Upline is he talks about love, serve, grow, and just like coming from a place of like where it's not about you, and it's how can I relay this message that I want to share, and how can I serve people? And that's what really attracts people. And I think that's one of the reasons. I don't know if you guys know who her name's Roselle, but she's like really involved in her like Native American community and stuff, and she Like, she is just one of the most selfless, genuine people. Like, when you watch her lives, you can just tell, like, she genuinely just cares about people. And I think that's why her business has blown up so much, because she comes from a place of just wanting to help others, and it leads really selflessly. And so I think that's a really positive example. And just speak from your heart, you know, and your lives don't have to be always about the business or whatever, but whatever you're going through, maybe chances are somebody, you know, can relate. Um, but yeah, lives and IGTVs are a way to like amplify your message and amplify what you're trying to do. And so like, obviously we're having one-on-one conversations all the times, you know, we're networking, we're in people's DMs, but like, imagine what a live stream video, who that could touch versus just the one person you're having the conversation with. You know, even if your live touches that one person, that's amazing, but you're potentially broadcasting to 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, however many followers you have. Think about how many more people you're like sharing your message with. Um, and so just realizing that, like, you know, when you start to go live, even if only 5 people get on, like, literally, I mean, still that only happens to me. Sometimes it's only like 5 people watching at a time, you know, that consistently stay on. Oh my gosh, my dog just freaked out. But that's 5 more people that you're sharing your message with, and that you could potentially help and, you know, touch their heart, and they might want to reach out to you. They might really connect with you in some way, in your live or consistently watching your stories, and want to reach out. And so what else do I have? But yeah, it takes time and consistency. Like, you'll get comfortable as you go, but really just take those baby steps and be willing to step outside your comfort zone. That's really where the magic happens. And you know, he also kind of talks about, which I love, you're going to have so many personal breakthroughs when you start to do stuff like this. Like, I know it seems silly when we're like, talk on your story, go live, but like, you will see like such a trickle effect in everything else in your business when you really start to put yourself out there and like, just have breakthroughs, like mental breakthroughs. Like, just pressing that live button is like such a big deal, and something to be so proud of. Or just, you know, talking on your story, like freaking Carrie, like, she's been doing amazing at that too. And you know, she was shy about that for the longest time, and I think it just really holds people back, in many other aspects. And you know, just don't focus on the results, focus on showing up every day in some type of way. So yeah, and then I think that was it. But yeah, guys, like, everything. Yeah, hold on, you can go, Ash, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add one more thing. I think, like, with this, because it can be so uncomfortable and you may not feel as confident, like, really, really utilize your upline. I think when I recorded my first IGTV, I think I texted like Ashley and Gabby, and I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. Like, I can't. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And they were like, no, just do it. And I was like, no, I don't. I was like, I don't think this is good. They were like, send it to us. And I sent it, and they gave some feedback. So like, if you're wanting that, like, really just utilize your upline. Or sometimes like I'll text Ashley and I'll be like, I just need a pep talk. I can't do this today. Like, I just need you to pump me up real quick. Like, really utilize your upline to not only just like help you, but they can help you like get comfortable in front of the camera, because most likely they've been doing it too. So that's all I wanted to add.
Perfect. Yes. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here. I just want you guys to know that you have everything you need within you to start. You know what you need to do. You know what you're capable of. You have to just believe in yourself, and you have to be ready to unleash that and see what you're capable of. Like, you've got to just put the fears aside. And yes, Rochelle, okay. You know, like, I see so many girls on this call that have grown so much, but they started somewhere. We all start somewhere. We all come into this business same exact starting place. Okay, maybe some of us are more comfortable speaking and on camera than others, but you have to just be willing to try and go for it, or you're literally going to be stagnant in so many places in your business. And just really try and believe in yourself, and utilize us too. We're all here for you. We want to hype you up. We want to hop on your live, gas you up, get you going, get you hyped. But yeah, just commit to yourself to doing that, and prepare yourself and be ready to have a lot of breakthroughs and experience the personal growth that we all preach about, by doing those little things to get you there. So yeah, that's it. I hope this was really helpful. And I'm going to be doing weekly team calls. So every Monday at 7 p.m. If you guys have topics you want, whatever, I have some written down, but you can expect every Monday at 7. So thank you guys. I love you all. You killed it, Ash. Amazing. Bye, guys.
Bye.